Hello, everybody. I'm Simon Preston, and welcome back to Reggae Boys Commentary. This is the platform where we come together to discuss everything in relation to Jamaican football. This is your hub for everything Jamaican football related. How are you guys doing? Everybody doing okay? It's Wednesday, the 17th of July, 2024. So that's where we are right now in the grand scheme of things. And this video is going to be a compelling one, so I encourage everybody to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we go right into this video. How does that sound with everybody? That sounds good with everybody? Hope everybody's okay with that. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, and then we can be able to progress on in this video in particular so that we can be able to have a wholesome, meaningful discussion. All right. So that's what I'll say there. Okay. So for those individuals that are tuning in right now, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, bang in the comments below, use the super chat feature so that everybody can get more information in relation to what is being discussed and the content, the topics that we're going to have a discussion about right now. Okay. So that is what we're going to do at this point in time so that everybody can have a real understanding of everything. And it's great to see those in the comments already tuning in before I get into what I'm going to say in this video. So firstly, just to big up those in the chat as well. Chorus Cornif up. Raman Robinson says active. Jamaican Englishman says big up Sai. Raman Robinson says Greenwood to Jamaica question mark. Jamaican Englishman says Simon, tell us about Dan G. And King J says bless up. How are you guys doing, man? Hope you guys are doing okay and that everything is going well for you guys. Okay, so let's go right to it, shall we? Let's go right to it, and then we can be able to have this discussion. Lee says checking in. Lee's checking in. Okay, Lee is here. Usually Lee comes in when the video is half an hour in or 1 hour in, so it's good that Lee's at the start of this video. So very, very happy about that. And yes, Commodon, you're absolutely right. So I want to commend all our national teams that are doing a fantastic job. You know, lacrosse are going to the Under-20 World Cup in Hong Kong next month. You think about the Olympic Games that is coming up quite soon as well. So an exciting summer that lies ahead for Jamaica, and I'll certainly get to that quite soon. But let me address the title of this video. And after addressing the title of this video, what I'm going to do is basically go to the comments so that everybody is aware. All right, so as you can see by the title of this video, it speaks about a proud moment for Jamaica, something that we should all embrace, special moment for Jamaica. So let me go straight to that, okay, so that everybody's aware. Now everybody knows there's 3 million of us on the island and there's another 4 million of us in the diaspora. So in the world, we're talking about just a shade over 7 million Jamaicans across the entire world. And anything that we do that is on a world stage, it should be highlighted, it should be special. And I know many persons who are watching this video right now are captivated by different streaming websites and also platforms where they'll be able to indulge or consume content. And what is it I'm speaking about? I'm speaking about Netflix, and I'm sure you guys would be aware about a new movie that has come out called The Beautiful Game. And this, The Beautiful Games, it tells a story about going to the Homeless World Cup. And who is the star of this movie? Do you know who is the star of this movie? A man by the name of Michael Ward. Michael Ward of Spanish Town, Jamaica. Yes, that is right. Michael Ward, born in Spanish Town, Jamaica, the star of a movie. And yes, there's football connotation because in the movie, he's playing Vinnie Walker and he guides England to a third place finish at the Homeless World Cup and also played a game for South Africa in that tournament as well. So why is it that I'm highlighting this, and what does this have to do anything with Jamaican football really? I want to highlight this for this specific reason. We need to embrace our own. We need to embrace our talents. We need to embrace who we are. We need to applaud our fellow Jamaicans wherever they are across the globe, whatever they are doing as well, because that in itself is something that will always stay with us. Seeing our fellow countrymen, seeing our fellow Jamaican being able to exemplify themselves, being able to enhance their ability, speaks volumes. And to see Michael Ward, who was born in Jamaica, left Jamaica before he was 10 years old, played football in England in terms of academy football, and eventually being able to be an actor right now and star in one of the most watched football movies on Netflix. And it's a Jamaican that is a star of that movie. You have to be compelled and pleased by that. So I say that to say, as Jamaicans, we are capable of anything. And I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. What is the last four letters of the word Jamaican? ICAN. I can. We have the ability to do great things. We have the ability to change lives. We have the ability to make people be in awe of us. And that is exactly who we are. Every single one of us as Jamaicans, we have a gift. Every single one of us have a gift. Usain Bolt has the speed. Chris Gale has the ability to be able to hit a ball outside of a country. You think about other persons, for example, such as Luton Shelton, the ability to find the ball in the back of the net. Simon Preston, an AI brain who knows footballing, sporting information like that. You talk about other individuals as well, for example, such as a Matthew Marriott, who is one of the best box-to-box midfielders in the history of the sport of lacrosse, and yet he's a Jamaican and guided Jamaica to a World Cup quarter-final. So again, as Jamaicans, we are important people, we are special people, and we are capable of doing world-class things just like Michael Ward has done. So never, ever, 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 ever feel inferior. Don't you ever feel inferior. Don't you ever feel like you are not somebody. You are special. You are important. You are worthy of great things. You are capable of doing fantastic things. I was recently watching a Netflix series with Colin Kaepernick, as you know, the former NFL footballer, and there's one line that stood out for me. Rejection is not failure. So it is true that in life we go through some extremely tough moments. It is true. We've all of us have faced that, and everybody has a story. But guess what? Adversity is temporary. So that is not going to be permanent. That's not going to be consistent, which means good times, good things, happiness, success, commendation is right around the corner. Shouldn't that in itself give you the optimism that you need throughout your day? So let's tie that now into football. Michael Ward, a Jamaican, has starred in one of the biggest football movies on Netflix and one of the biggest British TV shows currently, called Top Boy. A Jamaican, born on this island, left Jamaica when he was about 5 or 6 with his mother, never forgot his roots, still has a Jamaican accent, and who loves Jamaica dearly. Again, what is the point to all of this? As Jamaicans, it should encourage you as well. If Michael Ward can do it, I can do it. If Styler G can do it, I can do it. Linford Christie, a Jamaican-born man, won a gold medal at the Olympic Games for Great Britain, the 100 meters. Donovan Bailey, a Jamaican-born one, won the 100-meter gold medal for Canada. Ben Johnson, born in Jamaica, represented Canada, multiple World Championship medalist. Lascelles Brown. Lascelles was born in Jamaica, Maypen, and he was one of Canada's first medalists in bobsleigh at the Winter Olympics, a Jamaican-born man. We could talk about Sanya Richards-Ross, and the list could honestly go on and on. So with all of these stories, Let them inspire you, but also the national team, the Reggae Boys, that we too can be sitting on Football Summit, one of 48 teams, which is essentially a quarter of the football member associations across the planet, to compete at the greatest show on earth. A moment we all should embrace, a moment we should all look forward to. It's July 17, 2024. World Cup qualifying is 11 months, 10 months, and 3 weeks from now. Almost a year. But what do we have before that? We have a Nations League campaign. And the Nations League campaign, this is going to be our most important Nations League campaign ever. Ever. Because the results in these Nations League campaign determine what 2025 looks like. Similarly, if somebody is going to indulge in burger, fries, pizza every day, they're going to see the results of their actions in the future. If somebody is indulging in protein and veg, then they're going to see positive results in the future. So that is why what you do in the past affects the present, and what you do in the present affects the future. So let that always be with you. 10 to 12 points in the Nations League. And things are looking pretty. Things are looking good. Things are looking promising. And I know many persons have been saying and have been wondering what is happening. Well, yeah, the list has gone down from 40 to 5 persons. This week, leading into next week, will be crucial for the board in terms of analyzing candidates, conducting an interview process, and from there having a discussion about, specifically speaking, who would be the best candidate. I made mention about this 2 weeks ago, that this was a process that was going to take time, and this is something that was not going to happen overnight. So rest assured that work is being done. Work is assiduously being done behind the scenes to ensure that this comes to fruition, that this works out. So you can rest assured that all of these things are coming together, are falling into place nicely, and that in time you'll definitely see the fruits of our labor and the rewards that will come. It's something that will come. It's not a matter of if, but it's only a matter of when. So certainly I hope that provides clarity. And at this point in time, I'll take the questions that are in the chat and analyze the comments at this point in time. Simon, tell us about Danji. I guess Danji mean Daniel Gordon. Yeah, look, I'm extremely pleased for Daniel Gordon. When you think about coaches in academies getting that length of a deal of a contract, 5-year deal is no ordinary deal in the grand scheme of things. It shows commitment. It shows that you have confidence in the person as well. In recent times, the only other person in terms of a former reggae boy that has gotten a 5-year contract or more would be Darren Moore. Darren Moore in January got a 5.5-year contract with Port Vale, which means now he has 5 years at Port Vale. Granted, he's Port Vale did get relegated from League One to League Two, but what I will say in this regard is that he has a project where he's going to be able to mold himself. He's going to be able to put all the pieces together that he wants. And that's why I think this project for Darren Moore at Port Vale is going to be one that he's going to embrace. That I'm certain of. That I'm really certain about. All right. Well, Robin Robinson, as you know, at the end of the day, whenever you want to represent Jamaica, there's something that is very, very important that you need, and that is a Jamaican passport. That is something very, very important if you want to represent Jamaica. King J says, bless up. Lee says, checking in. Camadon says, big up the Jamaican hockey team on their winnings. Yeah, look, it's been quite a year for Jamaica, not only for field but also ice hockey as well. Ice hockey making strides. I do think we will see Jamaica, if not at the 2026 Winter Olympics, then you will see Jamaica at the 2030 Winter Olympics in ice hockey. It's something that it's only a matter of time for seeing. We saw Jamaica at the Hockey Fives World Cup in Oman earlier this year as well, finishing 16th overall. So what I will say is that in terms of what has been accomplished, it's been good in terms of what the team has gone on to achieve, and we're looking forward to seeing a further growth and development from the team. Ramon Robinson, I believe that Roy Hodgson has retired now from club football. He's 76 right now, and I think he has cited about spending time with family and allowing an opportunity to be able to follow up on some health checkups. He's 76 now, and I think there's some aspects that he will be looking for. Brees Wilson is number one. Says hello, Simon. Hello, Brees. Did I pronounce your name properly, or is it Bryce? Bestest documentary says above Earth, Simon. Big up. Coach Teddy Bear says big up, Simon. Big up. Hope you're doing well. UFO 777 says I have an art from Jamaica. Okay. Okay, cool. Marine Livingston says Heyman. What is Heyman? I don't understand. C2D underscore EF says you Ajax fan. No, I wouldn't classify myself as an Ajax fan. I respect Ajax, and I have a respect for Dutch football in terms of opportunities that are given to young players, and specifically in terms of how they play football as well. So tremendous admiration and praise for the work that they do. I wouldn't say I'm an Ajax fan, no, but I am pleased with the diversity as well in terms of giving opportunities to players, not only that are thoroughbred Dutch, but also Surinamese heritage, Curaçaoan heritage, Jamaican heritage, and the list goes on and on and on. Tuffy Roddy says, bless up, Simon. Bless up. Hope you're doing well, man. How are you doing? All is well? Hope you're doing well. 2001, I didn't see you ask a question, honestly. I didn't see a question mark, so I don't see any questions that you posed in the chat. If you do have a question, though, then most certainly you can be able to pose it, all right? But I don't see any questions in the chat. So you can be able to let us know there, and we take it from there. How does that sound? Sounds like a plan? Hope that is okay. All right. Who is the current centre backs of France? Well, in the last game, we had Saliba and Upamecano. That's from the last game against Spain. We'll see what sort of arrangement is done for the Nations League and also World Cup qualifying next year in UEFA. So we'll see. Carl Argy says, greetings, Simon. All respect. Big up. Hope you're doing well. Drew Ross, aka Drew Forty, says, up, Simon. Up. Brown Bear says, bless up, Simon. Bless up. Hope you're doing well. Keisha Lumsden says, good evening, Simon. Good evening. How are you doing? I hope you are doing well. Well, Lee, if you've been watching the channel or unsubscribed to the channel, you'd see that every single week that there have been videos of this nature. Whether they are videos, whether they are lives, whether they are shorts, they're right here on this platform. So that is why it's important for you to hit the subscribe button and also use the super chat feature, because they're right here. So you need to hit the notification bell. That is where you are more informed with the different videos. Well, Oral, I just answered the question not too long ago. I was making the point that this is the week where the board and also the technical committee, analyzes the five candidates, and from there an interview process takes place. And after the interviewing process, then there's a recommendation that is made. And after the recommendation is made, then you would have a situation where a decision is made. So, as I said at the start of July, I'll repeat again and say, don't expect any decision in the month of July. More so expect it in August, realistically speaking. And as you know, August 1 to August 11, it is the track and field portion of the Olympic Games. So I know that Jamaicans are going to be so captivated by the track and field portion of the Olympic Games. So personally, I wouldn't expect to MC a press conference before the 12th of August or so on, but we'll see. But bearing in mind, as you know, August 1 to August 11, you have the track and field portion of the Olympic Games. So I don't think an announcement would be made during that time. But let's see how everything progresses. Lynn Klein says, when is the game? You mean the next Jamaica game? The next Jamaica game is on September 6th against Cuba. All right. And there's going to be an inspection in terms of evaluation done at the National Stadium in terms of the lights to ensure that the light is in good condition for the match against Cuba on September 6th. And once we get the green light, then that means that we could have a evening kickoff. So we look forward to seeing how that progresses. Dale Dennis says, Simon, what's new? I'm cool, man. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Wayne Palmer says, Palmer, bless up eye. I'm thinking about the amount of Palmers that have gone on to play for Jamaica. So we've had Casey Palmer, we've had Lovell Palmer. Just trying to think of other Palmers, but Lovell Palmer is the first one that stands out to me. My earliest memory of Lovell Palmer, I know he made his debut back in 2005, thereabouts, but the 2007 Lunar New Year Cup is where he made a first impression on me, scoring in the pressure penalty shootout against China to help Jamaica win the Lunar New Year Cup. Keisha Lumsden says, I am good. Okay, that is wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful, Keisha. I'm glad to hear that. Long may that continue. All right. So that is good to hear. Yeah. Great memories. Great memories, So that's what I'll say there. Right, so Tuffy Roddy, in relation to the Reggae Girls, next year is when the Reggae Girls start World Cup qualifying for the 2027 World Cup qualifying cycle. But this year, for the rest of this calendar year, there are two more windows, international windows for this calendar year for Jamaica, for the Reggae Girls. There's the October window and the November window. The October window, the Federation is trying to finalize 2 games in terms of friendlies, and the November window, there are plans that, the General Secretary of the Jamaica Football Federation, Mr. Dennis Chung, has spoken about this perhaps on 2 occasions publicly with the media, where he spoke about the possibility of having a 3-nation or 4-nation series here in Jamaica as well, where you'd have Jamaica and 3 other teams compete in a competition here in November, most likely in Montego Bay, but that is still not finalized just yet. But this is something that has been spoken about publicly by the General Secretary of the Jamaica Football Federation, Mr. Dennis Chung, about the October window and the November window, making use of these opportunities for the Reggae Girls so that they can be able to play. So we look forward to further details on that, an announcement on that, because this includes dialogue between different federations, and there are different aspects that have to be analyzed. As you know, we have to talk about the fixtures itself. We have to analyze as well the accommodation. We have to talk about flights, logistics, their security. There are so many different areas that would have to be discussed, but what I would say is that in due course, we'll be able to have all of these things down and pat, so we can be able to look forward to more things quite soon. DS Electronics Unlimited, it says, Simon AI, big up. Thank you. I appreciate that. I take that as a compliment, so thank you very much for your kind remarks. So that's what I would say. Well, Panjeep LN Deep, Jamaica is ranked as one of the top 55 nations in the world. Jamaica has accomplished and received 5 to 6 medals in the last decade alone. Just think about it. Jamaica won the Caribbean Cup in 2014, silver in the Gold Cup 2015, silver in the Caribbean Cup 2017, silver in the Gold Cup 2017, bronze in the CONCACAF Nations League in 2024. So in the last decade, Jamaica has picked up 5 medals. Isn't that what football is about? Football is about, at the end of the day, you're playing, you're reaping the success of lifting trophies and putting medals around your neck. For me, that is the greatest thing in football, to be able to, at the end of the day, say you have bragging rights for that you have this. Manchester United have 20 league titles, Liverpool have 19. So Manchester United are the most successful team in the history of the English league, right? That's one aspect of things. And Jamaica in the last decade, 5 medals, 5 medals in the last decade. That in itself is absolutely special. That's a medal every 2 years, in a sense. Think about it. Gold in the Caribbean Cup 2014, silver in the Gold Cup, right? Silver in the Caribbean Cup, silver in the Gold Cup, and bronze in the CONCACAF Nations League. And when you put in the mix as well, a semi-final run in the Gold Cup in 2019 and 2023, there were no third place playoffs in the Gold Cup that year. But had there been third place playoffs in those tournaments 2019 and 2023, then who knows? Who knows? So that is why we can look up proudly and say that we, Jamaica, we have accomplished some things and we're ready for the next step. Because remember, it was like the quarterfinal hurdle was a hurdle that was always in our way for some time. Remember where we're coming from, folks? Think about this. Gold Cup 2003, quarterfinals exit. Gold Cup 2005, quarterfinal exit. Gold Cup 2011, quarterfinal exit. It's just like what it was like England with World Cup at the Euros. Euro 2000 World Cup 2002, quarterfinals. Euro 2004, quarterfinals. World Cup 2006, quarterfinals. So England, in terms of European competition, they've been eliminated in the quarterfinal phase for the most in the history. And similarly with Jamaica, when it comes to CONCACAF tournaments, the quarterfinal is the most where they got out at. But look what happened after 2011. 2015, bam, second. 2017, bam, second. 2019, bam, semi-final run. 2023, bam, semi-final run. So you see what I'm saying? We have come a far way. We have come a far way. And guess what? The journey is not done yet. Absolutely not. The journey is far from being over. Absolutely far from being over. There's so much more. So just remember, just keep that in mind, because there's so much more things to come. So you can make special and keen note about that. Sounds like a plan? How does that sound? English says, big up, Simon. Big up. How are you doing? All is well? Sanjay Brooks, in due time, we'll see. Like I said, it's with the board and also with the technical committee. That is where it is with right now. Keisha Lumsden says, exactly, Simon. Yeah, in terms of the last decade, what we have been able to accomplish, 5 medals, that in itself amazing. Big up yourself, Mr. Shaquan Davis. Big up yourself, Shaquan Davis. Big up yourself, and make sure everybody in the chat right now is bigging up Mr. Shaquan Davis. An inspiration to Jamaicans all across the globe. Just think about the 2024 that this man has had. Debut for Jamaica, first medal, World Cup qualifying, being called a Copa America. Proud of you, Shaq. Proud of you, Shaq. Keep up the good work, man. Keep up the good work, brother. You hear? Keep up the good work, man. Proud of you. Yeah, man. Honestly, keep it up. So it's good, man. English says, yes, sir. It was a pleasure to chat with you in Vegas. Enough respect, man. Big up. Big up, man. Appreciate it. Football on top 9 says, bro, can you chill? Oh, okay. Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Shaq. Big up yourself, man. Big up yourself, man. All right. So there's another point I want to make mention why, as Jamaicans, we need to rally behind Jamaica and why we need to be behind the country as well. Well, Tuffy wrote it at the press conference this morning at the Jamaica Football Federation. The General Secretary of the Jamaica Football Federation did confirm that the goalkeeper coach, Gudmundo Hardison, has submitted his letter of resignation. And in relation to John Wall, he's still part of the program. As you know, he's still head of talent identification and he is still an assistant coach. What the president of the Jamaica Football Federation, Michael Ricketts, said was that the new head coach that comes in will essentially, when it comes to the assistant coaches, be able to have a say in that sort of process, so that you are aware. So I want to get to an important point now where, as Jamaicans, we need to rally behind the country. You could say the month of August is going to be an important month. And even though the national team doesn't have any matches in the month of August, I'm going to explain why this is an important month. All right? So hear me out. Arnett Gardens, Mount Pleasant Academy, Cavalier, Fraser's Whip. What do those 4 Jamaican clubs have in common? Well, those 4 Jamaican clubs will be participating in CONCACAF tournament. Fraser's Whip will be participating in the CONCACAF Women's Champions Cup. They'll be the first Jamaican and first Caribbean club ever to participate in a CONCACAF Women's Club tournament. Arnett Gardens will be in the CFU Club Shield, while Mount Pleasant Academy and Cavalier will be playing in the CONCACAF Caribbean Cup. So we want to throw all our support behind our 4 Jamaican clubs because we want our 4 Jamaican clubs to go as far as possible. What an experience it is going to be for Fraser's Whip to be able to come up against the likes of Mexican and United States-based clubs as well. That is going to be such an amazing experience. Imagine what it's going to be like for them to expose themselves to clubs that are professional, meaning having these stadiums and being able to expose themselves to a lot of talent. This is going to open the door for scholarships and also contracts for these young ladies, and I'm so proud of them. On the men's side of things now, Arnett Gardens, they kick off their campaign against Racing Club de Aruba in the round of 16 of the CFU Club Shield. Essentially, Arnett Gardens needs to reach the final of this competition to qualify for the Caribbean Cup. So if Arnett Gardens wins this competition, they're going to be in the same group as Mount Pleasant Academy and Cavalier. If they finish second, then they'll go to Group B. So you could have 3 Jamaican clubs in one group. You never know. You never know. So we'll see. And of course, Mount Pleasant Academy, their debut in a CONCACAF tournament. Exciting time for them. And of course, Cavalier will be looking to finish off the job from last year. Runners up in 2023 and looking to be title holders in 2024. And the same rules apply where you have the top 3 teams qualify for the 2025 CONCACAF Champions Cup. You're going to have the winner advancing to the round of 16, and you're going to have the second and third place teams commence action in round 1. So when you analyze all of these things together, it's great exposure for Jamaican players, Jamaican talent being on this broad stage of things. So for me, I'm excited and I'm looking forward because this means that more Jamaican players will be exposed on a global stage. We're talking about ESPN showing these games. So Shaquan Davis is going to be on ESPN in front of 100 million people. You think about other individuals like a Richard King, like a Kyle Ming, like a Chanel Thomas. You're talking about a Kaheem Dixon. You know what I'm saying? So this is huge. This is monumental. And we should embrace this. Even though Arnett Gardens, Cavalier, Mount Pleasant Academy may not be your club that you support, but guess what? They're a Jamaican club. And as a Jamaican club, you should throw your support behind them, shouldn't you? Absolutely. Absolutely. This is good for the country and eventually for the national team because it will mean more players be able to get the opportunity to play overseas. It's great exposure for Jamaican clubs, builds the reputation of the league as well. So the league becomes more attractive. This will bring more sponsors and we'll be able to compensate players more within the Jamaica Premier League. So it's a win-win from the standpoint once we have our JPL clubs have deep, successful runs in these respective competitions. That is why it is extremely important of the success of these teams. So that's what I'll say. Very important for all of us to embrace. So that's what I'll say there. Any of these games in the US in terms of the CONCACAF games? Yes, in fact, in the CONCACAF Women's Champions Cup, Fraser's Whip will have a game in the United States. Let me get the date for you so that you are aware and can cheer on the Jamaican club. Let me get that date for you so that you are aware. So Fraser's Whip, they're in Group A of the CONCACAF Women's Champions Cup alongside Alajuelense of Costa Rica, FC Monterrey of Mexico, Tigres Unal of Mexico, and New York, New Jersey Gotham FC out of New York, New Jersey. So yes, there will be 2 games that Fraser's will play away from home. They'll play the Costa Rican club away August 20, and they'll also play an away game against Mexico, CF Monterrey. So my apologies, they're English. Fraser's Whips games will not be in the United States in the group stage. They're actually playing the United States-based club Gotham on Jamaican soil. But in relation to the other question that you asked, Mount Pleasant Academy's home games are going to be in Sabina Park. Cavaliers' home games are going to be at Sabina Park. Rail Hope's home games are going to be at Sabina Park. What's going to be the interesting part or the compelling part is having them qualify for CONCACAF, because qualifying for the CONCACAF Champions Cup, that is where the opportunities will open up, where the Jamaica clubs will play on US soil itself. So we look forward to that. Lynn Klein says, how good are you? How good am I? I would say that I'm doing reasonably well. I'm grateful, I'm thankful, and we'll just keep on enhancing and working and improving. So what I would say is that I'm doing well, and that, yeah, I'm doing okay. So that's what I'll say there. As you guys know, this is something I've been very passionate about, and many of you know me from when I was a teenager. Even before I was a teenager, I would say, in terms of this aspect of things. From when I was 12 years old, I've been doing things like this. So you know the passion, you know the drive, you know the determination that I have for this aspect. So it's just about consistency now, and that is my plan to continue to enhance and grow along these lines. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So everybody's aware, you know. But yes, thank you everybody for tuning in. For those individuals that tuned in late, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm sure you'll find the content of this video to be quite compelling. There are some aspects of things in this video that I know that you would appreciate. I know there's some aspects of this video that you would find helpful for you. And as a Jamaican, I hope that it gives you all the encouragement that you need to know that we're a big deal, we're important, and we're valued. What is the date for the games? I will be on the island. Which game specifically English? The Reggae Boys game is September 6th, okay? The Reggae Boys game specifically September 6th. The Fraser's Whip games in the CONCACAF Women's Champions Cup, their home games in particular are September 18 and October 2. So those are their 2 games in particular, all right? So that you are fully aware about things. And in relation to the CONCACAF Caribbean Cup, as you know, there is Cavalier and there is Mount Pleasant Academy, and we get the ball rolling in that competition on the 20th of August, okay? So that you're aware. Yeah, man, no problem. Not Hill Hewitt. As mentioned earlier, I'm not sure if you tuned into this video late, but the General Secretary of the Jamaica Football Federation revealed at a press conference this morning that what essentially is going to happen is that you're going to have this week a process where the candidates are interviewed. After that, then the board has a meeting, and then there's a recommendation, and after the recommendation, then that person will be selected. So to repeat what I said 3 weeks ago, I'll say it again. No decision will be made in the month of July. You can expect it in August, And as I said, August 1 to August 11, it's the track and field portion of the Olympic Games. So realistically speaking, Jamaicans' focus will be on the track and field portion of the Olympic Games. So I wouldn't expect anything before, say, the 12th of August or so. So in time, everything takes time in this life. It's as simple as that. So yeah, it's very much simple as that. Because in Jamaica we like to focus on things one thing at a time, But yeah. But yeah, the Olympic Games is going to captivate a lot of persons' focused and interests starting next week Friday. Starting next week Friday, people are going to be glued to their TV sets from 3 o'clock in the morning, watching sailing, watching volleyball, watching equestrian, watching swimming, watching judo, watching beach volleyball, watching field hockey, watching tennis, watching golf. And then August 1, the track and field portion begins, and everybody's going to start to roll in on their TV sets and say, all right. So that's exactly what's going to happen. And everybody's going to be glued to their sets and saying, will Kishane Thompson be an Olympic champion? Will Kishane Thompson break the world record? Everybody is going to be looking to see what this Kishane Thompson does, formerly of Garvey Museo. Merrin Gordon was his teacher, PE teacher at Garvey Museo. So yeah. DJ Sean Johnson, honestly, well, first thing first, it's not one game because optimistically speaking, remember, we want Arne Gardens to go very far in this competition. It's a round of 16, there's quarterfinals, semifinals, and final. And we want Arne Gardens to go all the way in the competition. So that's the first aspect. Second of all, let's see. Yeah, if an opportunity opens up before then, we'll see. But let's see. For me, he's still an Arne Gardens player as it stands. So we prepare as if he's going to be going to the competition. And I don't think it hurts if he plays in the competition either, because he's going to be able to get an experience in a regional competition, and the Caribbean is going to be will be waxing lyrical about him. So I don't see it as a negative. I honestly don't. I don't see it as an issue at all. Yes, you're correct, Tuffy Ruddy, because when you're bearing in mind everything you've just said is absolutely important, because there's a September window, October window, November window, March, and then you have World Cup qualifying. So that's 4 windows, four FIFA windows to fine tune things and put things into place. So you're absolutely right. Well, nowadays, I'm not sure if you watch the national trials, but Kishane Thompson did not run through the tape and still produce 9.7. So imagine if he runs through the tape, you're looking at somebody that can run a low 9.6, or yes, you could see somebody that runs a low 9.6 or 9.59, because he is just top end speed, endurance, the transition. Kishane Thompson, remember the name. Remember the name, man. Deshaun Johnson, I just answered the question. You didn't hear what I said? Or ask the question again. But yes, Deshaun Johnson, I just answered the question that it's not a one-game tournament. It's up to a four-game tournament because you have round of 16, you have quarterfinals, you have semifinals, you have finals. So Kaheem Dixon could play 4 games in that tournament. All right. So yeah. But yes, folks, thank you very much for tuning in. I think this is a productive video. I appreciate your input. I appreciate your analysis. This was helpful, and I'm so glad to have everybody watching this video right now. And remember that in life, as I said at the start of this video, everything in life falls into place in time. Thanks very much, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button to Reggae Boys commentary right now. Some great things happening with some great Jamaicans, especially over the USA Cup as well. And certainly we will speak in due course. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button to Reggae Boys commentary right now.